is it really a case of clear off Keir? Well, that seems to be the message coming literally from the brand new president of the United States of America, the 47th president, that is, of course, Donald J. Trump. But some people might actually agree with him on this particular instance. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time today. On the back, of course, of a London bus. It's not as late as you think. I think it's now, well, it's just early evening sort of time. But it's terrible, isn't it, winter at this point? Because you look out the window and think, wow, already it's dark. Those long winter evenings, you know what it's like. And if you're struggling with a winter fuel allowance, and I'm not mocking, I'm being serious, you can't afford to sit in your home anymore, can you, and relax? That's the problem. Where'd you go now? Now, you see, this is the problem, of course, if you've been negative about someone who's now in a very big position of power, as you can understand. And this is the situation not just with the current British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer at number 10 Downing Street, but along with the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, and numerous other members of our current government. Not only have they just been rude to him literally on radio or on television, but on print as well, on the world of social media. And it's all there for all to see. Now, here's where it gets really complicated, because as we're often told, aren't we, there's a special relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom. And that was really firm, all thanks to the stern guidance a lot of people don't realise from our late and brilliant monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. She did a lot to steer the ship, you know what I'm saying? Now, here's where it gets even more complicated, because what's emerging literally 48 hours in from that particular situation is simply this. According to that source, a very well-placed source I might point out also, is the fact that actually Mr. Trump now would prefer to directly deal with His Majesty the King. Now, you can understand this because obviously they got a good relationship. He had a good relationship with, of course, Queen Elizabeth. Despite the contrary of what people are saying and stuff like that, they got on very well, as did King Charles, as he then was, of course, the Prince of Wales, alongside the Duke of Edinburgh, Melania, etc. Now, here's where it gets really complicated, because, you know, Sir Keir Starmer can apologise all he wants, but it doesn't really matter. It's out there in print. He's been disrespectful and rude and all of that sort of stuff. And you never really should do that if you're in a position of power. That's where it becomes even harder. Now, as we all know, currently, the situation is very tenuous with the King's youngest son. And as I pointed out to you previously, I don't believe Mr. Trump will do anything to disregard that, unless there was something absolutely outrageous on that particular form, despite what the media are saying. But right now over here in the United Kingdom, it's come to a very difficult moment, hasn't it? When, quite frankly, the head of our government, that's right, Sir Keir and the rest of them, the Deputy, Angela Rayner, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, have all been dismissive of the brand new President of the United States. And right now, it appears that, rightly so, he only really wants to deal with someone who he feels has given him the respect that he deserves, and in return can give that respect back. Publicly, they're saying, don't worry, we can get over this and we can make amends. Many people are now suggesting the only way to do that would be to fire, remove, axe the worst offender, which is the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy. So far, he's put out a half-hearted apology. But will it be enough to placate the rather, shall we say, thin-skinned Mr. Trump? Either way, it's a developing story that perhaps only His Majesty the King can finally seal. Neil Sean on the back of a London bus in the very heart of London.